This is my midterm project. So the painting I chose was Sunflowers by Vincent van Gogh, and he painted this using oil paint in 1888, and it can be seen in the Amsterdam Museum. I had to shorten everything just to make it all fit in the video. So in the foreground, there are a lot of bright and beautiful sunflowers, and in the middle ground, there is the vase with yellow detailing. In the background, we can see the yellow wall and the yellow table. And I think the various shades of yellow and the different types of sunflowers work nicely together to highlight each other. The first formal element I circled was texture. Van Gogh employed various textures in each of his sunflowers, and I feel like they do a nice job of highlighting each other because they're so contrasted. And the next element I highlighted was the curved line created by the stem, which reflects chaos. And the final element I circled was the color scheme. There's a lot of yellow, which represents joy and energy. And then in the pink, I highlighted the principles of design, and the first one I did was emphasis. There's obviously, you can see a lot of yellow in the painting, and so the little hints of blue and red really pop next to all the yellow. And then the second one I highlighted was balance. Van Gogh did a really nice job of making sure, even if the flowers were different, there was still an even amount on each side, made it very proportional. My overall interpretation of the artwork is that it expresses joy, optimism, and friendship. Van Gogh often struggled with depression, and his artwork was meant to express his desire for newfound positivity and creativity. A fun fact about the painting is that Van Gogh painted it to express gratitude for his friend and fellow artist, Paul Gauguin. And the bright, cheerful painting represents warmth, friendship, and loyalty. And I also think the painting symbolizes the cycle of life. The sunflowers depicted in the painting are varying in stages of bloom, and this contrast represents the decline that follows beauty and vitality. The subject matter, the flowers in the vase, reflects the beauty found in everyday natural things, and the form of the bright and blooming flowers versus the decaying flowers represents his hope for the future and the trials he faced during his life. Van Gogh painted sunflowers to express friendship, gratitude, and hope, and he created this painting to decorate his friend Paul's room and to symbolize warmth and welcome. The flowers also represented the cycle of life, reflecting Van Gogh's belief in finding beauty and meaning even in decay. Through bright yellows and bold brushwork, he used color to convey joy and emotional depth. And there are sources that I highlighted for this, and here is the citation for each of those. There was 3. And then for the curatorial reflection, I said, Vincent van Gogh's formal choices of employing bright shades of yellow, various textures, and contrasting stages of bloom contribute to the message of hope and new beginnings. Yellow symbolizes gratitude, friendship, and joy, which correlates to Van Gogh's intention behind his artwork to express gratitude to his friend Paul Gauguin, and to represent his desire for a new beginning of peace during his time in Arles, France. The various textures of the sunflowers represent the trials and triumphs of life. Van Gogh faced various mental health issues, and his artwork was his way of expressing his emotions. The contrasting stages of bloom represent the cycle of life. The beauty found even in the decaying flowers shows that endings can be beautiful. Van Gogh's subject and style worked together to convey these messages. He chose ordinary sunflowers, but used bright colors with big brushstrokes to make them full of light and life. The harmony of colors represent his longing for peace and connection, and the mix of blooming and fading flowers further symbolizes the cycle of life that I mentioned earlier, which links the painting's look and meaning powerfully. And that is my midterm.